This is the Pocket Ace, a handheld game console modeled after the original Game Boy. It has a swappable cartridge system, although my only other cartridge is unfortunately broken, and it features a case with a battery pack and custom button caps. The main board inside is fairly simple, only containing the LCD, a few buttons, and an on-off switch, a voltage regulator, and a card edge connector to serve as the cartridge slot back here. The cartridge is what actually runs the game, containing an Atmega 328p and its supporting cast of crystalline caps, pull-up resistor, and an SPI cable to program it. So that would be here. That's a flat flex cable. SPI is a standard 4-wire communication protocol, and it's also what the 328p uses to communicate with the screen. SPI uses 2 data lines corresponding to the 2 directions of data, a serial clock line, and a chip select line for each peripheral connected to the central device. Although that's not relevant here, where only one SPI device, the LCD, is addressed by the 328p. The communication is handled by the U8G2 library, a helpful library of opcodes for many standard display driver ICs, including the ST7920 used by this LCD. The LCD itself works by memory mapping the display control, allowing simple memory write instructions to be sent over SPI to use the screen. Although this library is helpful, it also heavily limits the size a game can be, as since the library can be used for so many different drivers, it cuts down the already very limited memory of the 328p. The original design for this project didn't have this issue, as it used a 328p on the main board, and each cartridge would have contained an SPI flash memory IC. On boot, a custom bootloader would run, reading in the program and writing it into its own memory to run using its self-program instruction. This would also have provided a place to store additional information like graphics, save data, and whatever else. However, this had to be cut from the project in order to finish it in the limited time. In the end, I'm glad I decided to pivot instead of continuing to try this approach and most likely ending up with nothing, or at least nothing working at the end of the project. The game I have programmed for the Pocket Ace as a test program is Snake, as you can see here. It works. You can grab the food. You lose if you bump into yourself. So it works. Snake, of course, is not my original game, but a quick rundown of how the code works is that your current direction is stored and changed with the arrow buttons here, and the snake is created by storing a series of positions as an array and moving each position over by 1 in the array each time. Overlapping with the food simply extends the length of the array by 1 and relocates the food at random, running a check to make sure it doesn't overlap with a part of the snake. Despite the trade-offs I had to make to get this project over the finish line, I'm proud of the final product, and I think it turned out being one of my best ISPs yet.